so we're on.
Yay.
You gotta tell me what tarot decks you brought for today.
Yes, let's do it whilst we're waiting for people to join us. So I have, let me just put this down a little bit. I have this gorgeous one, Tarot of the Crystal Visions.
Visions, yeah.
It's really pretty. I like this. I like the images on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that one. I love the card backs as well. Look at that.
Yeah.
Really nice. And the cards themselves are they're kind of like fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily more fantasy.
Yeah, I see a lot of people liking this one.
It is nice. And the colours are nice and vibrant as well. Look at the Knight of Cups there.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice one. And normally, to be honest, I just stick with tarot because it's quick and easy and it flows. But I have bought my Earth Magic deck as well, just in case I feel called. Pull one of them because it's just gorgeous. It's just a lovely deck. So if I feel like somebody needs a bit of earth magic or a bit of grounding, then I might pull one of those for them.
Yeah.
How about you got tonight?
Well, I have my go-to angel guide.
Mm-hmm.
But I also brought little ones.
Called
Divine Directions.
Okay.
That just have a very short, message on them. You actually can't see really because it's like really white. And then I have put one on the side, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. But I just thought maybe it's called the Sign of the Times. That's right. Signs of the Times. Sorry.
All right.
And it's
one.
It's quite a new one, I think, and it's very modern in that sense, and it has basically signs, and it talks about signs, modern signs, what signs spirit might give us. So it's like, but it also has a message. For instance, just very everyday things. So a key. So it could also have a very quick message, a star, what a star might mean. And then it has a little message underneath there. Phrases. So sometimes it's a little receipt with like the price being 1111. And, when it talks about how repeat numbers, what they can mean.
Oh, that's quite cool, actually. And what you could do with that is say to your spirit guides, I want to take a card out of the deck, and then I want you to send this to me.
Exactly.
And then write down every time you see it. That's really cool.
Yeah. Pardon? It's quite new.
Too big, or is that?
It's I think it's like the Earth Magic. It's because it's Hay House.
Yeah.
And they're standard size.
Yeah, they're not the easiest to shuffle with.
No, they're fine.
Are they okay? These ones are quite difficult for me.
Yeah, no, they're not like the Earth Magic sticky. These are not. These are actually very, very smooth.
Right.
Yeah.
I know
what you mean. Yeah, these ones are matte. These are matte. They're not glossy. So it's kind of like you can read from it intuitively a bit more, but it can also be a very quick message like the little decks, like this one that I have. And sometimes I think it would be nice to even ask maybe if someone wants a confirmation and what sort of sign spirit will give you or something like that. I don't know. And then you can like pull a card and have a...
I quite like them. I like that. Yeah. I've not seen it before.
Yeah, I think it's quite new, this one actually. But yeah, I really like some decks that are just very like simple and with the times kind of thing. Like she has smiley faces on her nails, like painted, and it just says joy. So
cool. Hi Pooja, how are you doing?
Hi Pooja, nice to see you.
We're good, thank you.
Yes, we've got we're into when was it last time that we were in? Was it spring already? Last week must have been.
It's the 21st was spring.
Oh, I was here, you weren't here.
That's right.
So,
last time I was here, it was just before the equinox.
23rd, so the previous was 23rd. That was the spring equinox, was it? Was it
21st, I think.
21st.
Something like that, yeah.
That's good to hear, Pooja.
So if you've got something that you want to ask, Pooja, if you just ask us the question in the comments, and then we'll pull some cards for you. I think I'm going to have to block the sun out at some point, because it's starting to get it sets right in front of my window and then blinds me.
It's right about this time, isn't it? Until
oh, sorry.
No, just gonna say until we go later into summer, then it probably will start later after we're finished.
Yeah.
Right? It should. So just the general guidance. I'll get an angel card for you in that case, Pooja, and see what message they have for you. Just in general. What kind of maybe encouragement they have for you. Okay, so you've got this sacred plan card. So that just tells me that everything is going to plan for you. It's going to plan. That is right. I think that is English. You know, it might be a little bit of a reminder to maybe get a little bit organized if you haven't yet. But if you have, then it's just a confirmation that all the plans that you're putting ahead for yourself are pretty much sacred. They're coming, you know, you're creating them for a reason of, for the right reasons, let's just say. Okay, so everything is going to plan. So yeah, that's a sweet and short message for you.
Okay, that's interesting that 3 times you've seen a black butterfly today. And is that some sort of message they're trying to get? We were just talking about signs. It's like, are they trying to get your attention with something? So that's really interesting.
Right now. Even if you don't have any particular plans, it means that whatever is happening is going to plan. And I mean like a bigger life plan, you know.
Well, I wonder if you're being called to plan something, because the cards that I've just pulled a couple, and the first one that came up was the Magician card, which is really pretty in this deck. It's so lovely, and you've got all the animals around this person as well. But the Magician is when you are being called. I asked what the guidance was, like what are they trying to get your attention to? You're being called to manifest something. So what is it that you want to bring into your life? Because the Magician is when you've got all the tools you need to bring in whatever it is that you want, and you're being encouraged to do that. Now, I got this Magician card over a year ago. And I got a reading from somebody, and she said, Spirit are asking you to manifest. And I thought, manifest what? I didn't know what they wanted me to do. But actually, it was at a time when I just changed jobs, and I did need to manifest. I didn't have a plan, and they wanted me to have a plan. It's like, look, what do you want from life? This is the time to start to focus on bringing that in. So that for me was that nudge to say, don't just go with the flow. Right now, you need to decide what you want to bring into your life, and then start manifesting it in with affirmations, with goal setting, and making it happen for you. And I've also got the Page of Cups for you, which is about good news coming in on a heart level. So something that's brings you happiness, that brings you joy. It might be love. It's something that connects with your heart, and that's what you're being called to manifest. So it might be time to write down some goals, do some goal setting,
Definitely some heart-centered goals. So definitely the sacred plan card was encouraging you to make plans based on your heart desires. And I was just when you were doing reading, I was shuffling my little cards, and this one jumped out, and it says goals.
Ah,
um, it's time for you to take your goals off the back burner and go after them. So if you haven't started writing them down, then it's about time to do so. Yeah, I mean, Pooja, our soul mission is basically our life's mission, right? So whatever it is that you're feeling you're being called to do in this lifetime, it is the time to start planning for it, for sure.
yeah, it very much feels, even as I look into the cards here, it's something connecting to your heart. It's something, and your soul mission will be what makes your heart sing. When I look at the picture of the lady on the card here, she's deep in meditation, she's up in nature, she's surrounded by beauty, and she's completely there in that present moment. Just, in fact, she looks like she's manifesting because she's got her eyes shut and she's in the zone. So it's definitely a calling for you to do what brings you joy in your heart, and that will be your mission here. And those black butterflies, yeah, maybe that's their calling sign now. So look out and see if you see them again over the coming week.
Yes, it's time to get going.
Mm.
I mean, it is the perfect season for it.
Yeah, butterflies can often represent transformation. Yeah. And they can be a sign, I mean, they can be a sign of a loved one around you. Sometimes they send butterflies, but yeah, for me, butterflies are transformation. What are you becoming?
And yeah, exactly. You've been in the time of when the butterfly is in cocoon, it's preparing, it's growing, and now the butterfly is out, so it's time to take action, basically. Yeah, definitely let us know how your plans are going next time and what have you put on your list of goals. Oh, see?
Bless. Maybe that's his calling sign as well for you. So you know that he's there when you see those black butterflies. So you could ask him and say, if this is your calling sign, can you send me another one tomorrow? And then see if that pops up tomorrow. Awesome. Yeah, keep us posted.
Yeah, it's definitely time for everyone to start moving ahead with all the planets in Aries, and
Yeah.
North Node in Aries, Jupiter is still in there, and other ones that I can never remember all of them, but so many.
I read something about this earlier about the planets all being in Aries. So Aries is the sign of action.
Yep, and new beginnings.
Yes. You're welcome, lovely.
You're most welcome.
I did read as well that there was an eclipse coming up.
There is an Aries on this month, I think 20th. Yeah, within the last week, I think.
So that's when the new moon is this month. The new moon's in the UK. The new moon's on the 20th. So we're going to have an eclipse, a new moon eclipse then. Oh,
yeah.
That's a big reset then.
Oh, thank you, Pooja. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you for coming and joining us. Yeah, so it could be a big month then, astrologically.
It is.
Mm.
It is, yeah. All the because I listen to many astrologers and monthly forecasts that they do, and I really like how they all get, if it's a good month coming up, they're all like excited. Oh, so many changes, this and this and this. So it's definitely April is one of those months where things are really moving forward because of all the changes where Saturn changed the sign and Pluto changed the sign, and then all of these planets in Aries now, including North Node and all the good luck planets like Jupiter and everything else. It's actually quite big for me because I have my own natal Jupiter in Aries and my natal North Node as well and Moon. So all of these eclipses and the North Node. So it's basically called Jupiter return.
Oh, okay.
And the Jupiter return signifies good because it's a benefic planet. Those are big dreams, goals, good sort of, let's say, plans that will be emerging this time that will be spreading over the next however many years Jupiter takes to go through the whole zodiac. I can't remember right now, but it's at least like 10. I'm pretty sure it's at least about 10 years or something.
It's going to be a while because Saturn is 30 years and Jupiter will be less than that because it's closer to the sun.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. No. I think, hang on, can we check that somewhere?
Yeah. I thought the outermost planets like Saturn, Uranus and Neptune.
It should, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
12 years Jupiter return.
12 years. Oh, so I was close.
Yeah. So yeah, a long time. So for the last 12 years, so where is Jupiter going into? Aries?
It's in Aries now.
Yeah.
But it takes 12 years for it to go through the whole zodiac.
Right,
basically.
I see.
So wherever it crosses your natal Jupiter, it means that big plans might be coming, good luck, good plans for the future, whatever that will be starting around that time. You might get an inclination or even just an idea of what where you'll be going within the next 12 years or so, but in a good way. So, and plus North Node means what North Node means. I think it's just returning to the destiny point, I suppose, just energizing that area. So so basically, for me personally, all of the things that are happening now are very much destined because of all of these returns, Jupiter and North Node, and all of these, I suppose, eclipses are actually have a big impact as well because they are in a place where my North Node is and stuff. So, but also numerologically, I'm in my 8th numerological year. And if you're in the 8th year, then just you want to pay attention to what's happening because it's so-called karmic year. So whatever people come in, people go, it was meant to be, and the happenings that are happening are basically meant to be in your 8th year, which is interesting with my personal life, how it changed within that time quickly as well, apart from my, business and all the plans that I'm making for the future and starting projects and things like right now. So yeah, it's all good omens.
Awesome. Well, I've got my Jupiter's in Libra, but I've got the Sun, Venus, and Mars in Aries. So I've got a lot of Aries in my chart as well, but nothing. I've got an app where it tells you where the different planets
Venus.
are now.
Sun, Venus, and what?
Sun, Venus, and Mars.
Okay.
All in Aries. That's a lot of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. But none of the planets have returned to where they were in my birth chart at the moment, and my Jupiter's in Libra.
Which is your Yeah, I mean that's quite a bit away.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you can go back to see maybe when was Jupiter last in Libra, and it would be interesting to see if there was anything that you maybe started around that time that have, because you would have already had Jupiter in Libra, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, would have done. Oh, it was no, that's next time.
Libra is what, 7th sign? So what,
Yeah.
like 6 years ago? Is that right?
It would be something like that, because the next time it's in Libra is in 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, because it takes 12 years, right? So, and Libra is the 7th sign.
That's right.
And it's now in Aries, yes, which is the first sign. So it's about 6 signs away.
Okay.
Which is basically about 6 years ago.
I don't know if there was anything major happening.
It's not. It doesn't have to be major, like, but you might have had an idea, and it's obvious, and it's also not, very precise to that date. But it might be something that you maybe started thinking about, or I don't know.
Well, actually, I've been in this house for 2.5 years. I was in my last house 2.5 years. Oh, that's 5 years. So 6 years ago. See, I'm rubbish at maths. 6 years ago.
And which house? And which house is your Libra in?
Is that Jupiter in? Is in
Libra? No, like which house does Libra rule?
I have no idea. How do I find that out?
So Virgo, because after Virgo, then we have Libra. So if you're Virgo rising, that means second house.
Okay.
So it would have been in your second house matters. And obviously if it makes any aspects and all that stuff. But second house is anything to do with what Taurus is, which is safety, security, money, material possessions, but also worth, self-worth. It's what we value within ourselves and just value in life. So it can also be, sometimes I hear astrologers, they talk about food, like diet. It might be when we change the diet or something, because Taurus is about food as well, because it's a Taurus house, second house. Looking after our body, I suppose. But yeah, otherwise money, possessions.
Yeah. Well, we did buy our first house. We left the flat and bought the house, but that was 5 years ago. But we would have started looking 6 years ago.
Well, there you go.
In the flat for like 10 years. So
that would be very much Taurus thing. Is
property
house.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's security, safety, solidity. Yeah. So so that's it.
That.
Yeah. Value.
I was working in HR about 6 years ago as well.
Yeah. So anything to do with stable jobs, material income. Yeah. How interesting.
I know we keep talking about it. I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, because then, I mean, for me, 12 years ago, that was, I don't know, I was still quite, because it should have been in my, if it's come back now, then it means roughly 12 years ago. It would have been in my, I mean, it would have been going through my Aries. So what am I? So when I was 23, wait, what year that was? Oh, the sound has gone again. I'm just gonna have to leave and come back.
Oh, I can hear you.
Sorry.
No worries.
I can't hear anything again. I'll be right back.
If anybody else is here with us and you want a reading, pop your name in the comments and ask us a question, and then we can pull some cards for you.
Mm-hmm.
You all right? Can you hear now?
Yes, I can hear now. Yeah,
I can still hear you. Could you not hear me?
No, it just does the thing that it did to you not long ago, if you remember. It just went. And I know that it's not my laptop, it's the platform.
While we're waiting for some comments, do you want a card reading, Kat?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Shall I do an earth magic one for you, or do you want tarot?
Okay. Okay, can I have a tarot, please?
Yeah,
because
sure.
I haven't used tarot for myself for a while.
Let's do it. Okay. Do you want to ask a particular question, or see what guidance?
No, can I just ask what guidance there is in terms of my... I'm still going to be asking about business. I'm just like... That's all where my mind goes.
Yeah, same here.
I'm just like, is there anything else? Probably could ask about something else, but...
Everything else is ticking over and it's all good and you've got nothing...
Yeah.
But it's always good to see, like, business. Okay, what should I do now?
I'm just wondering what sort of steps do I need to take, or if I'm taking the right steps, and is there anything that I should change, maybe? I don't know.
Lots of guidance and
or just what to remember about. Yeah.
If I see a card about a collaboration with two wonderful, incredible women,
yes,
then you know that's spot on.
Yeah.
Bit of a teaser for people.
Yep.
We do have an exciting collaboration that we're working on, but it's hush hush at the moment, guys.
But
for everyone watching, it's like, what's that? We will have some news soon about that, but we're working on something that we're quite excited about. Okay. Guidance on Kat's business. She needs to know, focus on, bring in, arrange. I had to block the sun out because it was really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, okay. So firstly, I pulled 3 cards, because I always do, and I'm going to just connect them together and see how they flow within themselves. First thing that jumps out at me, there's an awful lot of purple on these cards, and there's a lot of red as well. So drive, energy, determination, leadership, and brow chakra, clairvoyance, mediumship is a very strong theme, obviously, anyway, but that's what I'm literally seeing in the cards. It's the first thing that jumps out at me. Okay, so we've got the guidance, what you need to hear. We've got the Emperor card, which is about leadership, and that's where all the red's coming from on the card. So that's about stepping into that role as a leader and taking the lead on things. So this is where it's you putting yourself out there, standing strong and being confident and giving yourself a little push. And the Emperor is the Aries card as well. So the Emperor is all about, and it's the perfect time of year with the planets are aligned. They're giving us all a bit of a push, but the Emperor in particular is put yourself out there, go for it. If you're a little bit nervous, do it anyway. It's not a time to sit back and hide. It's a time to put yourself out there and become known as the authoritative leader that you are. We do have the 4 of Cups, which is when you're sort of like ticking along, but you're a bit like, well, you know, what else? You need a little bit of fire and passion and excitement, and that's where that Emperor comes in. So you need to shake things up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and you're like a little bit fed up, maybe. Inject something new into it, spice things up, and that's where that push yourself, challenge yourself, step out your comfort zone comes in. Because when things get a little bit too comfortable and you start to get a little bit bored, really, because if you've got that fire energy, you need a challenge. You thrive on challenge, and if it's not challenging, you're not thriving. So stepping into that power as an authoritative leader, pushing yourself, stretching your comfort zone. We've also got the Judgment card, which is about truth and clarity, but very much the card representing spiritual awakening. So stepping into your power as an authority is part of your awakening and your destiny. And you will start to feel that the more you do it, that, okay, this is actually what I came here to do. And you'll get that feeling. The comfort zone will very quickly, you'll expand it, might feel a bit nervous, but you'll very quickly settle into that, because you'll realise this is where it's meant to be. You are meant to stretch it.
Interesting. Thank you very much. Having it as a destiny. Hi, Sasha, by the way. I hope you're well.
Hi, Sasha.
With my, Aries, I was just saying about my North Node, which is the destiny part of the natal chart. Isn't it? And it's just like basically what you just said. Sasha, if you have a question for us, if you'd like us to pull a card, then please let us know in the comments.
Yes, definitely. If you've got the North Node in Aries, I mean, I've got my Sun in Aries and Venus and Mars, so my divine feminine and divine masculine is all Aries. So a lot of fire, and we are designed to stretch the comfort zone. We're not designed to play it safe. It's not what we're here for. So, yeah. Okay, Sasha.
So I remember, Sasha, you were asking, and so I will obviously pull cards as well, but just as a little reminder, I did remember that there might be something a little bit uncomfortable, but still be yourself. I just remember saying that to you. So I hope that kind of you took that with you and wasn't too affected by however that person felt or seemed to have felt, because it's coming to me, but I'm pretty sure you can like listen back to it, because I remember saying something like this about trying not to worry about how the other person is behaving, if they are a little bit closed off or something like that. But we'll see, of course, what it is, or what you need to know about it without let's say drilling too much into his business, so to speak. Yeah, because we don't want to be reading cards for someone who's not asking for it. So we'll just see what you need to know about this. Closed off. Yeah, just listen back to that to last time when you asked us, because I'm pretty sure there was something like that I said. It's just
Okay, I've got a couple of cards. So just to try and get a little bit of an understanding about where he's at. And, I don't think it's anything, nothing for you to be concerned about. I think what I'm seeing in the cards is the Six of Cups, which is that feeling of maybe feeling a bit nostalgic. So if you've been feeling like, we had a thing once and you've been thinking about it and you're in that sort of space of nostalgia. So you've seen him and you're in a good position when you bump into him, and he wasn't expecting to see you, and then he was a bit like, I'm not emotionally prepared for this. And I'm seeing the Four of Pentacles, which is when somebody just keeps themselves to themselves. They hold their cards close to their chest, and the Hermit card as well. So he might have felt a little bit uncomfortable and a bit awkward. So nothing personal against you at all. It's more him. I think perhaps he's just keeping his cards close to his chest, and he's gone within himself a little bit, and he probably was just unprepared to bump into you. Also, I'm seeing the Ten of Swords, so he might not be in a great space at the moment either. He might be struggling a little bit, and if he is, don't take it personally and think, he was off with me. He might be having a tough time. I just wasn't expecting to bump into you. Honestly, looking at the cards, it's nothing to worry about. I think it's more of where he's at rather than it being anything. It's nothing for you to take personally.
Yeah, and I have so I pulled one angel card and one with a short message. and none of it is negative in any way. It's more of a what the angels want you to know about this, and you actually have abundance card, abundance and blessings card. So I mean that just tells me that, you know, just count the little blessings. I always say when I get this card, which means, you know, the fact that you have just met and you had a conversation of some sort, just because he might have felt some sort of a way, it's, you know, don't take it personally. The little, even as small as the act of just talking together, it's already a blessing. So I wouldn't read too much into it, really. And things are basically going the way they're meant to be going for you, Sasha. And so whatever's happening with him, I just wouldn't really worry about it too much. We don't know sorry, let me just finish one. The other card is time, and it says the universe is helping you look for synchronistic events around you. So that just kind of makes me think that if you want this to become a little bit more closer, and both of you to open up and have conversations, it will happen. So just don't worry yourself about how it might look like right now. Everything will come in time, and it will, you know, reveal itself in a way that it's meant to be. So I wouldn't really read too much into it.
And it might be that he did feel a bit awkward if he was the one to finish thing. I mean, you know, he's going to feel a bit uncomfortable and like maybe guilty or a little bit sheepish. That would be perfectly understandable, and that probably is the case.
Exactly.
But like I say, nothing for you to worry about. And actually, that shows that he's got something about him. Whereas if he just didn't care, oh well, that's that. You know, that wouldn't be a particularly nice thing, would it? So yeah, he probably is a little bit.
And I really suggest you listen to that reading that we did both for you when you asked the question last time, because I've been reminded that there is something that one of us said on that note. So yeah, either way, there's nothing to worry about. I was just so we were talking about the Jupiter return whilst we're waiting to see if anyone else comes in. And so I quickly, you know, checked what year that was. So it would have been 2011 for me, when my Jupiter was where it is now last time. And it's actually really interesting because that was the year when I started preparing, planning, and I came up with the idea. Yes, have a listen, because honestly, there's just something about that just popped back into my mind. It might have been me or Mel that said, or we both said something like that.
You're welcome, lovely. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciated. It would probably have been a couple of weeks ago, Sasha, because it wouldn't have been last Thursday.
No, it was before when we both of us were here.
Yeah, okay. I can't even remember what we said. As soon as it goes straight out of my mind. Can't remember any of it.
It just popped in. I trust that it's the angels reminding me.
Yes,
because I was doing angel cards. Yeah, so I don't think I would have remembered.
No. I got an awful memory. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably two weeks ago on the Thursday.
So we have Sony. So Sony, you're asking about Fed. So what we usually choose to do, Sony, just so you know, we wouldn't necessarily read what Ved Ved's intentions are, in a way. But we can have a look what you need to know, of course, about that connection for your highest good. What is it that you need to know for your highest good?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. We're not ethically meant to go into somebody else's energy or thoughts without their permission, but we can explore it. Like Kat was saying, it's just about the wording, and so that we're being ethical and trying to get some information for you at the same time. So obviously there's been no contact at all from Fed, so you've been sort of ghosted. So let's see what we need to know about that situation. Okay.
So, Sonia, as I'm shuffling the cards, I kind of feel like you're putting quite a lot of energy into this connection yourself. And I feel like this is possibly not even the first time that you're maybe a little bit unsure as to what the intentions are. Let me know if that resonates so far, because it kind of feels like, to me, like there's a one way oh my gosh, as usual, words are eluding me. Oh my gosh, maybe we'll
I know what you mean. It's all it's like it's one-sided, because I'm getting the same thing with the cards here. It's very much you're putting all the effort in, and you just
effort. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you being the only one that's putting any effort, and that to me, even without pulling any cards, already gives us a little bit of a clue, as to maybe whether it's the right thing to be pushing or waiting for. Now, with the cards themselves, I don't feel like this connection necessarily is very good for you, Sony, because you have within the challenge of this connection is protection, angelic protection. So I feel like the angels themselves, because I'm reading angel cards, they actually it's like almost they want to protect you from that person in some way. I'm not saying that they're a bad person or anything. I'm just talking about protection of maybe they're just not good for you personally. Maybe it's just not the best connection that you have right now. There's most likely someone better there out there for you. So although you're very patient, because you have the divine timing card as one of your strengths, so I can understand that you're very patient, and that kind of tells me that you're probably quite a spiritual person. If you have so much patience and believing in divine timing, that maybe it's just not the right time in general with Ved. But the angels would like you to, and your heart, the angels in your heart would rather you paid a little bit more attention to your friendships, and perhaps maybe listen a little bit to what your friends are telling you, because I feel like maybe some of your friends have been saying something similar to what I'm saying right now. If that's the case, just don't let this connection that you have with Ved ruin your connections with your good friends, trusted friends. And yeah, I would, like I say, with the angelic protection being in the challenge card, that just tells me that if you were to maybe reconnect at some point, I don't see that being very harmonious connection in any way. I feel like that person might be a little bit maybe too dominating or a little bit too overpowering over you, which is not healthy, really. So I wouldn't, because this, like we said, this reading is about you and what you need to know for your highest good. These are the things, for you to keep in mind if you were to pursue this connection still, or whether you decide not to pursue it, based on the reading. And I got the little message as well. And it's interesting, it's the same one that the previous person had. It says, time, the universe is helping you look for synchronistic events around you. So with that person not being in contact with you, I feel like that is universe helping you, to be honest. That's how I see it with these cards. I hope that helps.
I've got exactly the same picture, but just in the different cards. But yeah, and the guidance I'm getting here is, you know, stand in your own power here as an independent person. You don't need to have somebody around you who's not going to treat you as you deserve. And the you know, being encouraged to, I don't know if you've been struggling with this a little bit, if it's been getting too emotionally, but you're being encouraged very much to just enjoy yourself and get out there and have some fun. We've got the Sun card, we've got the Nine of Cups, which is all about doing stuff that brings you joy, doing stuff that makes your heart sing. When I asked about if there was any potential for reconciliation or him getting in touch, I'm not seeing that. I don't even think he's going to get back in touch, because I've got the Five of Pentacles, which is about loss. So I don't think he's going to get back in touch. If you did get back in touch somehow, I can see conflict there. So I think you'll probably tell him what you think of him. So, which might make you feel better, but I don't think it's, looking at the cards, it doesn't look to me like the sort of relationship that's going to bring you anything other than stress. So yeah, I think for your highest good, you're being encouraged. Yeah.
I would say that question that you're asking, Sony, I mean, based on what we just told you from the cards, what would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, what do you think? Right?
Yeah. Especially if it started badly, it's not probably going to improve, and it's just not on, is it? So definitely need to put yourself first.
It's ultimately always going to be your decision, Sony. But yeah, I would just say, from all of the things that we just said, what would you think is the best move for you? Yeah. In the meantime, whilst we're waiting, if there's anyone new who just joined us, if you have a question and you'd like us to pull some cards, please let us know in the comments. Yeah. We still have around 10-11 minutes, so we can definitely fit in at least one person. Okay, so anyway, I'll just quickly go back to that story of the Jupiter return. Oh, Mo just disappeared. I would be just talking to myself.
Hi, I don't know where you went. Was that me? I don't know. I thought you'd frozen, and then I thought, oh no, I think it's me.
Oh no, it just disappeared. I was just like starting to talk, and so about that, you know, boop. Okay, well, I'm not going to talk to myself, I guess.
Sorry, back now.
Well,
welcome, lovely.
You're most welcome, Sony.
Sorry, I disappeared on you. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. It's just
shut me off.
Yeah, it's just I had the audio issue, and now you just been
that's twice. And normally we don't have any. Very rarely do we have tech issues, and both of us have had tech issues tonight. So there's all this Aries energy around us.
Probably, yeah. Off. I know that a lot of people talk about Mercury retrograde, and it's not happening until later in the month or something. But I, up until now, touch wood, I've never actually been that affected by Mercury return in terms of tech and issues and stuff until recently. This week it's just like, but it's technically not yet retrograde, so I'm not gonna start blaming
we can't blame Mercury now. Poor old Mercury gets blamed for
poor Mercury.
I don't normally notice too many issues, but the last retrograde we had, oh my god, everything broke.
Really?
And there was no rhyme or reason for it at all. Normally I can suss things out if something breaks down, but no reason for it. So I'm afraid I did blame Mercury. Sorry, Mercury.
Yeah. No, I like Mercury. I'm not going to be poo-pooing on you. I like the description someone said that, you know, Mercury, when it goes retrograde, it just means that it's time for us to rethink and improve and perfect maybe even some areas, you know.
Like that.
Yeah, and it just gives us the time to correct them and improve. Yeah, that's how
There's no need for a big panic of, oh my God, don't communicate, don't have any meetings, because life has to go on. You can't not speak to anyone for like 3 or 4 weeks or however long it's retrograde. But I think making big plans is probably, you know, if you can put them on the back burner, it might be.
You can. Yeah, but if you can't, just be, and you're aware astrologically, then you just be aware that you might have to correct something at some point based on it. That's one of the things I wouldn't want astrology to make people, you know, dependent and scared, and because it's just there for us as a guidance to know how to navigate those times rather than feeling, you know, overpowered by them, really.
Yeah, and it just gives us a bit more understanding when people talk about the energies being this, that, and the other, or the collective energy, and you think, what are they on about? Actually, a lot of the time, it's astrology they're referring to when they talk about energies. It's what's happening in the universe that's making us all feel a bit.
Certainly.
Yeah. It's useful to know, because sometimes I think, why is this happening and that happening, and this is all strange. And then when I look at the planet's positions, I think, okay,
exactly, yeah. And then if it's, let's say, Mercury retrograde, then you think, okay, well, maybe I need to revise it again, maybe I should go back, rather than, oh no, this is not gonna go well or whatever, because it's not. It's basically that philosophy of things happening for you, not to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes hard to go by it, but but still possible.
And of course, it's not just the collective energies that affect us, it's our individual energy as well. It's what we're manifesting. It's how we feel on the inside is reflected on the outside of the external events happening around us, the people that come into our lives, the opportunities we have, the doors that open, the doors that close, are all a reflection on our energy field. And that's what comes into us. But in addition, then you've got the collective energies as well. So it's not always down to the collective. Sometimes it can be very personal.
Yeah. So anyway, during my Jupiter return.
Sorry, were you just telling me this and disappeared? Sorry.
Because I just thought it's actually really cool that it was 2011, and that is the year when I discovered and I started planning to change my career, because it's in a 10th house, so it will always be something alongside status, career, and life and stuff like that, where I decided to go into the well-being industry as a personal trainer at the time. And 2011 was when I was preparing to then take the course, which I eventually took in 2012. So that would have been very on point with the Jupiter return.
Yeah.
So I thought that's
interesting. Yeah, we talked about the Saturn return the other week as well.
It's sort of like it gives you the path. It lights up the path that you'll be taking, and then that will be blossoming in the next like 12 years or so. Yeah. So you're halfway to your next one.
Yeah. Jupiter's a planet of luck as well, isn't it? Has it got an impact on luck?
Well, that's the thing. That's why it's positive. Positive happenings, you know, something that will be building, that will be beneficial for you, that will be bringing you luck and expanding you on a soul level in a nice way, not one of those expansions where we have to, you know, go through crises and stuff. And growth, right? Because Jupiter is growth also. Yeah.
I did some stargazing once up on Dartmoor. Last year we went to watch the Perseid meteor shower. Perseid, I don't know how you pronounce it. And they had a telescope up on the top of Dartmoor, and I was able to look through it and look at Jupiter. I've never looked through a telescope before, so I was really excited. I'm such a geek, I just loved it. And I could see all the little moons around it.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Cool. And then I saw Saturn. I was like, oh, look, it's Saturn. Like it's a long lost friend or something.
Oh, I'd love to do that. I would love to have a huge telescope at home and just keep looking at the sky.
Yeah. It is really cool. If you can do a stargazing trip, like a guided tour, that's what we did. That's where it was. But they'd also got one of those laser beams, so they could show us, point to the constellations and say, this is Lyra, this is Orion, or what have you. So it was really cool.
That is so awesome. Hello, Evie. You just joined at the last minute. Good for you. You have a question that you'd like us to pull cards on at all? Let us know in the comments.
Let's have a look, see. Right.
Oh, was it meant to be an emoji or something?
Yeah, I think it is. It writes it out in full as an emoji. And just to let you know, we'll do a quick reading for you now, but we're here every week. So if you do want to come back another time as well, then you're very welcome. Every Thursday, same time, which is 5 o'clock in the UK, 5 till 6, but that might be different depending on where you're based. So, general love.
Okay. So I'm pulling angel cards for you for the question of love. What do you need to know? And because it's a very general question, and I'm kind of guessing, but please let me know you're single right now, I take it. And I see that you have gone through quite a lot of maybe heartbreak or experiences that weren't very nice, let's say, in previous love relationships, because we're asking about them in particular. And I feel like there is actually quite a lot of hurt still. Maybe it might even be feeling like hurt, but maybe some resentment, maybe some big doubts based on previous experiences that are still really actually quite strong around you right now, Eve. And I'm only saying that because once the right partners usually come to us when we are ready to be our authentic self. We're healed, or most of the things are healed from past experiences, and we're feeling, let's call it, fresh. And I just don't feel like that's exactly happening for you right now, which doesn't mean that you can't meet anyone. It's just there's a big chance that if you were to meet someone now, it most likely would be a sort of a repetition of the same pattern, or if that's something very similar. You have, although you know what you're looking for now, because you have the learning experience card, so that tells me that you've learned a lot and you know what you don't want and what you do want, which is right. That is very important. And all of those experiences have basically brought you to this point to know, okay, I know who I'm looking for. I know how I want the partner to treat me, and all of these things. So that's really good that you've come to those conclusions. But like I say, within your heart space, your heart wants you to heal a little bit more, and also cut the cords of any sort of, it could be, so cutting the cords is kind of like, I'm actually feeling like it might be mainly people. I don't know if you have a little bit maybe of unhelpful or toxic people around you still. If that's the case, it would be maybe worthwhile to try and, steer away, let's say, because we have the cut the cords card here. But it also could be relating to your, again, your own experiences in the past that have made you maybe created certain beliefs that you have about relationships in general. There's still some healing to do in that respect. And you can always call on Archangel Michael to help you removing anything that doesn't serve you anymore. And that includes any energies coming from other people, but also any old beliefs or doubts or, feelings of unworthiness and all of these stuff, if there's anything like that for you. Because right now I don't feel like the manifestation card is in your challenge. So although you might be interested in meeting someone, I don't feel like this will be happening anytime soon. And if it does, then it's probably not going to be the right person just yet, because of all the things that I just said prior to this card. And one little message card that I have for you, it says ground. It's time to ground and center your energy, be truly present in your life. So what that means is instead of, looking to the future and wondering, will you ever meet someone and when and where, what are they going to be like? Just concentrate on your everyday life for now and try and make it better in any way you feel maybe you need to. Make sure that you're looking after yourself, that you're happy with just being by yourself. Find joy in every day. Focus on whatever it is that is in your immediate environment. It's just not really the time to be looking ahead too much yet, Eve. So I hope that helps.
So I've got, oh, bless you. Yeah, and I think I'm seeing the same thing here, actually, which is this person that's hurt you. And you can see it very clearly on the imagery of this card. So you've got this lovely lady here in the foreground. Can you see this? There's a pretty awful image, actually. I'd say it's beautiful, but she's got two swords in her back, which isn't particularly nice. So she's been sort of stabbed in the back, and there's a person here walking away after they'd done that to her, which could be this person from your past that sort of moved on, walked away and left you here, feeling like you've been stabbed in the back. Now, the little black birds that I see flying away, when I use this deck, that for me represents fears leaving you. So you or anxiety and stress and uncomfortable things. So I feel like you've already done some of the grieving and the healing, but there is some more to do. And this is where your focus needs to be for now. And it doesn't have to take forever. It really doesn't. The more you can heal your heart, you can overcome this, and then you can move on. And what's coming up next after that is the Magician card, which, like Kat had as well, for manifestation. This isn't something to do now, but this is coming next. And once you've healed yourself, you can absolutely then manifest what you want to bring in. But first things first, it's about healing your heart, because there is still a bit of pain there. And when we've still got blockages in our chakras, in our heart chakra, that will prevent you from finding somebody else until you've done the healing. So the quickest way to be able to move on and find love again is to start with your own healing, because once that's done, you're ready to then go out into the world and find somebody else. And you can, there's some meditations on YouTube if you want a guided meditation to connect and heal your heart chakra. That's what I would recommend you do. And just listen to that and focus in on the heart. Allow any tears to come, allow any pain to be lifted up and moved away. Because once it's gone and you've released it, you will be able to move forward and you will be able to manifest what you want. So I know it's not a nice position to be in, but the more you work on yourself, you can bring that next phase of manifestation in fairly quickly.
Yeah, and anyone watching, including Evie, if you're looking for something a little bit more personalized and longer of a session, we do private sittings as well, and healing sessions of all kind. And the websites and information is in the description box. So you can always check out what sort of other services we have as well. So yeah, so we hope that helps. Evie, take care of yourself, look after yourself. You're basically the most important person right now for you. And that's all that counts right now. I don't think there's anyone else. And we are on every Thursday. So we shall see you again.
You're welcome, Eve. Take care, and we'll see you again.
Okay. So
Cheers.
bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.